Okay, today on our group, we just took a trade on GU shorts and we made above 12% on it, which means 24K on a 200K account. So I will be talking about why I took this trade and what are the things that made me confirm this trade that this is a valid trade, and also why did I take this supply zone? Why did I exactly use this supply zone as a reversal? So in in trading, I know that there is three sessions, okay? That there is three market phases basically. The first phase is the reveal of market intent, okay? The reveal of market intent, that is what is the pro trend of the market? Is the pro trend of the market bearish, bullish, etc.? The phase two is confirmation of the retracement, okay? That we know that hey, now there is a retracement, and through the retracement, we see break of structures, change of character after it's after the exhaustment of the reveal of market intent. So the market intent is usually, let's say, a big drop or a big push, and after it's the market or the session is exhausted, it will retrace a little bit and then it will go up again. It's like a car when a car needs to fuel up some gas. All right, you push, you push, then you go back to the gas station and then you push again. So this retracement will typically give you some counter trend trades until your higher time frame pro trend zone. Okay, and then it will reveal the market intent again. So the phase three is basically when the market taps into the pro trend zone, and then it gives you the two-leg protocol entry, and then you can take a pro trend trade. Okay. Another thing I will show you. Maybe it sounds too complicated, but now I will show you also a little bit how I'm why I say these things and what I mean by these things. And the second thing we also need to know is the liquidity cycle. So there is always unintentional movement, and the unintentional movement is always the opposite way of who is in control. Okay, the unintentional movement is you need first of all understand who is in control. Is it the buyers? Is it the sellers? And then there will be unintentional movement. So the unintentional movement is the movement that is always the opposite of who is in control. The second thing that will happen is the liquidity sweep, and then the inducements, the major inducement, minor inducement, medium inducements. All of these things need to happen, and then the third thing will be the expansion, and then the expansion is where we enter our trades. Okay, um, you need to make sure to look for premium or discounted zones when you take a trade. You don't just take a trade wherever you want. So now I will show you the example, and then you will understand it step by step of what I mean exactly by this trade. Okay. Now we see a lot of things I've marked up, but let's start from the higher time frame. Okay. Let's see the daily first. So the daily is what? Who's in control? It's sellers, right? Sellers are in control of this market. Perfect. We have a daily POY here, we have a decisional zone here, we have an extreme zone here. So everything until this trade, we buy. Everything until this trade, we buy. So this is the phase one. Okay, phase one, reveal of market intent. Phase two is the retracement through change of character and break of structures. And the third step is when market taps in here and then it repeats again, reveal of market intent, etc. Okay, so now another thing we can see is we can see some liquidity laying around on this high, and this high, let me see it on the forward, this high is also counted as a supply zone for smart money traders. But what I know is I know this market is bullish. market needs to tap into the daily POI. There is also a lot of imbalances laying around here. So market needs to go up. It wouldn't come down. It needs to come up. So what I know is this is a smart money trap and it's a liquidity. And another thing I know is why will this get induced? It is because that it has formed an invalidation level. Invalidation level is basically when market, very simple explained, is when market taps into a demand before your supply, or it taps into your supply before your demand zone. So now you can see it has tapped into demand zone before it taps into smart money trader supply zone. So that's why I didn't take a trade from there. So I know market has induced this 4-hour liquidity. So that means also that market has swept um, the 4-hour liquidity. Okay. On the 15-minute, we see unintentional movement. Because what did we say? We say the who's in control? It's the sellers, right? We said the sellers are in control. Now, when the sellers are in control, who gives us the unintentional movement? It's the buyers. And as we can see, since 4 a.m. until 9 a.m., it was just buys. So that is the push until the daily POI. But I also know that when the market is pushing, 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 then it will be exhausted and it needs to retrace, right? And that's where we go into the 1 minute and we see market formed equal lows. Not only that, market also swept some equal highs, which made another minor inducement. This is a minor inducement. After this minor inducement, market swept equal lows, which makes this a very, very strong supply. Not only that, look at this bearish engulfing candle. This is very good. So equal highs swept, which shows us sellers are in control. Not only that, it gives us big candles. So, and then by some candles that is very big, it has swept equal highs, induced, gives us a bearish engulfing candle, change of character. Not only that, also swept equal lows by 1 pip or so, which makes this a very strong supply. And that's why I didn't take a decisional or whatever. No, I only took a supply extreme. Okay. So it has done a medium inducement before it came into my POY. It has done a minor inducement before it came into my POY. And above that, we can see who's in control. We see sellers are in control here. Boom. It swept the equal highs, and we see big push that made a change of character, which makes this a valid supply. Or not only that, it has also swept equal lows, which makes it at A plus setup. Okay, market taps into the supply and like just went off from there. Okay, just went off from there. Now let's do like this. And I want to show you something else. Now, people usually will take this maybe as a supply zone. But as we can see, all of these supply zones were also induced. So people that only trade smart money, they will also get induced because they took this as a supply zone. And let's look at it as the supply zone. How is it looking for us? There. And boom, you see market induced it and all of the smart money traders were swept out. And that is because they just took it from a supply. And that's not how we do it. We want to see a lot of liquidity confirmations, inducements. We want to see invalidation models. We want to see support and resistance trader, because who's liquidity here? All of this is support and resistance traders, right? All of these are support and resistance traders. So they got also swept out because they think it's, and also order flow traders, the trend line traders, it's a bullish, and then they just buy, and then boom, they get swept because they think, okay, market is respecting demands overall, but it's not respecting demands. It's just building up liquidity. Unintentional movement is liquidity, and that's why this SMT didn't give us the reaction we want. It's still bearish, right? Because all of this is just unintentional movement. You can also identify unintentional movement by the higher highs and the higher lows are always close to each other. The lows and the highs are always close to each other. And as you can see here, the high is very close to each other. It's not like this, and it's not like these. It's like, boom, people buy here, people buy here, people buy here, and then boom, they're getting swept out now. Now you maybe ask why I closed the trade here, around here, and that is basically because I just passed 200K. So yeah, it just closed by itself. But as you can see, market is still moving downwards. As we speak right now, is all of these are getting swept now, because this right now is also trendline liquidity that needs to get swept out. And what do you think is going to happen in some minutes? All of these are getting swept out because it's just liquidity. So as soon as you understand the liquidity cycle and liquidity just in general, you will understand that this is actually very simple to trade. But it's just a textbook, and it's by doing it again and again and again. So my first take profit level was obviously, as always, 1 to 3. So 1 to 3 was here. This is my take profit 1. Take profit 2 was this inducement that happened. This liquidity was my take profit 2. My take profit 3 was around this imbalance right here. And take profit 4 was around this demand zone right here, the smart money demand zone. So and yeah, take profit 5 was this demand zone, take profit 6 this demand zone, and full take profit was this demand zone that I see will be validated. But let's see, we cannot predict the market just like that. And yeah, that's basically it. Super simple. But obviously, why my demand zone is here, because as you can see, let's look at it. By the way, every session, okay, let me just see where there. Every session always prints about 20 to 40 pips every session. So New York gives us 20 to 40 pips. London gives us also 20 to 40 pips. So when I saw this, I also knew that, hey, session is about to be exhausted, so there is not a lot of volatility after, and that's why it's consolidating. And as I said, now it's sweeping out this liquidity. Um, so yeah, I don't think it will come all the way down to here, but if it does, it's perfect, because all of this is liquidity laying around here. So I will be buying from here until my daily POY. So it will be looking something like this. Something like this would be my trade, the next trade. So 1 to 30 is crazy, I know, but yeah. So that's basically it, and I just want to show you that, look, it's just textbook. You can see market is sweeping out all of these liquidity again, because liquidity leads the show, not your change of character, not the break of structure, not your trend is your friend, or higher highs, lows. No, liquidity leads the show. Once you understand the market phases and liquidity phases, you will understand everything in this market. And with that being said, guys, I hope you got something out of this, and make sure you follow our trades. And with that being said, I hope you have a great week. Let's go and let's get it.